NBC Golf Channel on EA Sports, in association with the PGA Tour, proudly presents the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Today, it's the final round of the Peach Invitational. Located in Atlanta, Georgia, the East Lake Golf Club is the home course to legendary golfer Bobby Jones. It's the oldest course in the city of Atlanta. This is Rich Lerner alongside Frank Nobilo for EA Sports, and we'll be calling all the action out on the course today. Frank, what is the layout like here at East Lake?
Tremendous old-style layout, Rich, sort of very much up and down. And remember, this area was stricken by poverty years ago. Now it's one of the most pristine golf courses in the world. It's a traditional golf course, Rich, straight-up design, everything's in front of you. And normally it's a par 72 for the members, but by reducing 5 and 10, they become like whopping par 4s for even the best in the game. Par 3s, too. Excellent test here at East Lake.
Frank, he could make eagle right here with a really good approach shot.
Yeah, well within his reach, too. And, Rich, if we just sit back and relax here, I think we're going to see perhaps a very good look at eagle coming up.
Didn't knock down the flagstick, but he still has a chance.
21 steps, or should I say feet?
21-foot putt, set to go. That would have been a real bonus had it dropped, but as it is, good putt. Birdie here yesterday. This putt again for birdie.
Oh, painful lip out. This is a good putt.
Absolutely can't believe it. I thought that thing was stone dead in the center. That's a solid par. Still in it, Frank. Here we are at the 16th now. Excellent, perfect position.
Ball's just sitting up, too. You could hit anything from there.
And from the fairway for his second shot here.
Well, there's a big green, and they're going to use every inch of it.
Oh, can't hide the flagstick from that man. This one just requires a little bit of focus. Oh yeah, birdie, Frank, and another shot closer.
Sniffing in the right direction.
Frank, the par 4 17th at 455 yards has become really one of the most famous holes on the PGA Tour.
By virtue of that great up and down by Bill Haas when the level of the lake had been reduced just to the level where he could actually play that vital third shot. The hole is a slight dogleg left, par 4, fairly flat. Those 3 bunkers down the right are absolutely perfect if you're going to just bail out to the right. You'll certainly learn how to play fairway bunker shots. If you can find the fairway, this green raise slightly and you'll see that gaping front bunker that protects the front. Oh, this is right at it.
Good, clean contact and a nice result, and a chance for birdie coming up. So coming off the birdie on the previous hole, a chance now for yet another one.
And momentum all in his favor.
Has it. That's birdie. The 18th hole here at East Lake is a par 3, 235 yards to the green. Well, Frank, the wind is really starting to pick up.
You've got to fixate on the direction now. If you get the direction wrong and or mistime one of those gusts, all sorts of problems.
That's one of the more depressing sights in golf. You've hit a good one, and then it just sucks back too much spin off the green. Second shot from the rough. It's on the way.
Rich, I thought he could get this close.
That just is amazing. Just a mind blower right there. Absolutely incredible. He made the shot. Frank, it was a great setting with great crowds. We saw plenty of very good golf. Your thoughts?
I think the course really extracted some of the golf that we saw. It forced these players to play just some great golf. And it wasn't just like a pitch and a putt golf course. So I think seeing the guys tested, seeing the players tested at this level, it was a treat.
EA Sports and the United States Golf Association are proud to present a national championship. Today, it's live opening round coverage of the U.S. Open Championship. Hello again and welcome to the U.S. Open. Rich Lerner alongside Frank Nobilo. We're here at Chambers Bay with those massive rolling fairways, the towering dunes, unpredictable coastal winds. What a test, Frank, for the best players in the world.
That's right, and it's going to be the first time these professionals are going to play it. We've seen it host a U.S. Amateur in the past, and this is a daunting test, especially if the wind gets up. There's enough bunkers out there to trap the best players in the world. Those greens fast and firm enough to repel any shot that's not struck perfectly.
All set to go. We take you to the first hole. Getting ready to start the round, Frank, what is the importance of getting off to a good start?
It's imperative, Rich, really. Try and find your rhythm, conditions of the golf course. Really get into the round as quick as you can.
Well, this looks good.
Certainly is.
He has given this one the full treatment. Perfect release through the ball. And this shot is on the fairway, over 300 yards.
Whoop, this is taken off on a weird line.
And it's going to be in the rough, it looks like.
Yeah, it was a little over-ambitious.
105 yards out. These winds have held up all day long, definitely playing a part in the shot-making we're seeing out there today.
Oh, solid strike right in the heart of the green.
Frank, not close, but from that lie, not bad.
Oh, that's excellent. Seriously, given the conditions, Rich.
And getting ready for the putt. That's not how you picture it, Frank, when you step on that first tee.
No, you'd like to go back to that first tee right now and start again.
Not a gimme, but well within his range. So that's a bogey, and now to 1 over par for the tournament. Second hole now here at Chambers Bay in the U.S. Open, Frank. It's a relatively short par 4.
Yeah, it doesn't mean it's easy, though. This is more of a strategic hole. You want to lay the ball up around sort of 270, 280 yards. Avoid that bunker on the left. It is going to leave a short iron in, but the hole bends to the left as well as the slope of the land is right to left. Got to take that into account.
Nice long tee shot there and a good lie, Frank. Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special.
Just a superb shot.
You're not going to see much better than that all day today.
Now a chance for a birdie. Needs a few more of those. That was a good birdie.
Yeah, this time that one gets him in the top 10.
At the third tee now, Frank, and what are we staring at here?
This green is anything other than symmetrical, so be very, very cautious on where the flag is. Anything in the middle of the green you can putt to the corners. Well, if you can call them corners. More like ragtails, but beautiful par 3.
Headed for the bunker, I think. You got away with one right there. Just missed that bunker.
Yeah, that looked like it was sand the whole way. Second shot.
Been this way all day. Airtight, no mistakes, solid shot.
And yet another green in regulation. Even par currently.
At Chambers Bay is the kind of par 4 that says emphatically U.S. Open.
Yeah, it's not a rarity these days to have par 4s that are around 500 yards. This is just slightly shy of that. Once again, it's a stiff tee shot. Avoid trouble left and right. A little bit of a bend to the right on this hole, but don't be fooled by that. If anything, the drive has to be hit down the left side.
That is just a beautiful shot.
Frankie, go for the green and 2 here at the 4th. Yeah, those bunkers down the right. I think there's a 50-50 chance you can.
When was it watching?
Court games. There's a little bit of undulation in this green, but there's no shame to be playing your 3rd shot out of that greenside bunker on the right.
I whiffed it.
Played that one on the commercial side, as they say in the professional game, inside 30 feet.
Yeah, 27 feet to be precise, but to make it from there, that's asking for a bit.
Too much. Too much juice. Damn it.
That was a good run at it, Rich.
Standing over this putt, concentrating on the read. So close. Oh, you can see the frustration. Almost kicked his putter head right there.
That's right.
With a drop shot here at the 4th. Just a couple of feet. Well, with that drop shot, moves to 1 over for the tournament. Don't forget, second round coverage coming your way tomorrow here on EA Sports. For our entire crew,
man.
I'm Rich Lerner saying so long for now.
That's a good thing they're only hitting 4. That's 3. My goodness.
There's one person watching you.
Yeah, man. The whole crowd.
Dad, can I get her? Waiting for pizza.
All right, it's go time.
EA Sports and the United States Golf Association are proud to present a national championship. Today, it's live second round coverage of the U.S. Open Championship. Hello again and welcome. Rich Lerner alongside Frank Nobilo here to call the action for EA Sports at the U.S. Open Championship. We are at Chambers Bay in University Place, Washington. And Frank, this does not look like any U.S. Open golf course that I have seen.
No, it's quickly getting the respect of many of the golf pundits and riders out there. Is just this wonderful blend of links and parkland-style golf. Yes. It presents so beautifully to the eye, but also it challenges every aspect of your game. And really, you couldn't want for anything more than that when you were going to play a major championship.
Designed by Robert Trent Jones II with breathtaking views of the Puget Sound as well as the Olympic Mountains.
I think it's fucked up.
Not terrible, but not his best.
Yeah, outside chance really for birdie, but really it was a rather poor approach shot.
What?
Always two components to the long lag putt, the speed, number one, and then the read. And missed out on that second part. That is a painful bogey at the 7th hole. Bogey here yesterday, chance to better that today. Frank, nothing really went the player's way this
Stop
week.
doing that.
Yeah, if this was motor racing, you'd say it's a case of having 4 flat tires.
Frank, we know we're at a U.S. Open, 500-yard par 4s, and here a better than 600-yard par 5 at the 8th.
Yeah, you need a missile really off the tee to be able to reach this par 5 and 2, and not a single bunker really on this hole. So this is just long every stretch of the way. The fairway actually looks a little bit narrower than what it is. There's a little bit more fairway than actually what meets the eye at first.
Beautiful rhythmic swing right there and right down Peachtree. Playing his second shot here at the par 5. Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
Excellent shot to within 10 feet. Coming off a bogey here yesterday, chance to make it right. Now comfortably inside that cut line, the former national champ makes birdie. Rich Lerner and Frank Nobilo back with you here at Chambers Bay in the U.S. Open. Now to the 9th hole, closing out this front side.
Well, it just goes to show the tremendous variety that the designer Robert Trent Jones II has done here. We've seen already a tremendous variation, and then this sort of just goes on top of it. Elevated tee, goes down to a green that just slopes a little bit to the right, well bunkered on the right. Oh, this is straight at it.
That's a really good line.
What? How could it hit? Why would it
That
bounce
one
so
was
hard?
running so hot. All right, so greenside bunker. What's he looking to do with this shot, Frank?
Well, really you have to look at the amount of green you got to play with. You don't have to try and fly the ball right by the flag. Allow it to run. Plus, if you can get it to run like a putt, you never know. It might just go in.
Oh, can't hide the flag stick from that man. Just needs to keep it steady here over the putt. Well, that was a good-looking putt, just not falling right now.
Sadly, he's going to be disappointed.
Frank, this is just an embarrassing performance.
There's no crying in golf, Rich.
Picking it up live down at the 10th. As we enter the middle portion of the second round, really struggling here, Frank. What does he need to do in order to get back in it?
Boy, a tennis racket might be the go here, Rich. Nah, I mean, sometimes you've just got to jolt your mind. Think about something else, then sort of re-rack and get back on track. Everybody's played bad, but not everybody has the satisfaction of turning around. That's the opportunity right there.
Split the fairway with that. Just a gorgeous swing. Good-looking shot right here. Just a pure strike. A perfect result. He'll have a good look at birdie now. Shouldn't be a problem here. Mark a birdie on the card. Getting set to tee off at the 11th hole, long par 4, 537 yards. Frank, how do you play this hole, with a bazooka?
Yeah, try and take that June out of play, that's for sure, in the middle of the fairway. Bunkers down the left are more for scenic rather than they're not really problematic for the player off the tee. Just, as I said, hit it over that dune, and then really there's a ridge in the middle of this green, so you've got to be on the right level. Well, par fours, they're not all the same, Rich, but after that tee shot, I guess you can say this one's going to be easy.
That was a beauty right there. This is the second shot at the par 4. And he's made the green. Been a little too much of that, Frank, just sort of ho-hum pars. Don't forget third round coverage coming your way tomorrow on EA Sports. For Frank Nobilo, I'm Rich Lerner, saying so long for now. EA Sports and the United States Golf Association are proud to present a national championship. Today, it's live third round coverage of the United States Open Championship. It's nice to roll in a 25-footer now and then. Those feel good. But still, there's nothing like hitting that perfect tee ball. Long and straight.
Yeah, you can puff out your chest, last to play, the advantage, holes shorter. Basically, the list goes on.
So the second of the par 4 goes begging, and now I'll have to rely on the short game.
Yeah, but a short game, as we all know, can redeem a lot of mistakes. See if he does it here.
He'll take par and move on. Well, here we are at the 11th. Frank, this is a brutally long par 4.
And a little bit blind, too. There's that big dune in the middle of the fairway, and it's sort of a bit daunting. You're not quite sure what's behind that. Well, what is behind that is actually fairway. And just carry it over there. That'll certainly shorten the hole up. And then from there, it's a little bit of a dogleg to the right.
The 11th hole, Frank, what's the right way to get at it?
Just got to be cognizant of that ridge that cuts through the middle of this green, that sort of turns this green into one simple green and all these little complex sort of sections. That's the biggest thing, but that's also, you realize very, very quickly, you're playing links golf today.
This hole really sets up well for the player. Birdie yesterday, and a chance for another one today. Trying to make yet another birdie. Frankie took plenty of time on this birdie putt. He looked at it from 3 different angles. He forgot one very important ingredient.
Yeah, pace. You can definitely fall in love with the line, even with approach shots as well, but obviously we see it more on putting.
The 12th here at Chambers Bay is known as the Narrows. What's the play here, Frank?
2, really. You could just sort of iron it down there, have a little... Oh, he's winding this one up. Does he have the power, though?
Look at this. Look at all the power in that coil. He strides up here to the 12th green, having hit it in regulation. He knows now that his work is by no means done. A long putt coming up. Pretty good stroke right there. Just hit it through the break.
Well, it's that sort of distance. If it goes in, it's a bonus.
Par yesterday. Now for birdie. So early on the backside here at the 12th hole, missed opportunity. Shouldn't be a problem here, but not a formality either. Oh my goodness, he just missed that. And that was almost tap-in distance. Getting set now over the putt. Just singes the edge, Frank.
Yeah, but at least he's burning the edges. You know you're hitting good putts.
Nudge this one home, finish it up. Frank, how do you explain what we saw here?
It's a mess. It's probably the easiest way to put it. This is a case of anything that could go wrong. Not just probably, it did. Nice.
Looks good.
Long and straight.
That's how you do it. Frank, you've been there, down to the wire at several U.S. Opens. What's that pressure like?
It's so different from any other type of major championship because that's normally the toughest test. That's where the scores are the highest, i.e. relative to par. That's actually where par itself is a good score. I mean, you're bruised and battled by the end of the week. With the exception, really, remember when Rory McIlroy won at Congressional? That's the one time when a U.S. Open played soft. But Martin Kaymer at Pinehurst on a firm, fast golf course, it's a different test. Tiger Woods at Pebble Beach. You just think of people struggling at the end of the week and really last man standing. That's what a U.S. Open means.
This one has a good line. And with that birdie, moving into the top 20 on the leaderboard. So through 3 rounds, just outside the top 10, what kind of a chance do you give a player who is sitting outside the first 10?
Yeah, it's slim. I certainly would not say none, though, Rich. You know, we've countless times over the years seen someone post an early one in and watch the leaders crumble at the end. Good opportunity tomorrow. Put a good round on the board and then just sit back and wait. And then remember, there's also the chance of a playoff.
EA Sports and the United States Golf Association are proud to present a national championship. Today, it's live final round coverage of the United States Open Championship. Great strike and a great result. Sitting up, good chance to attack the flag. Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special. This looks like it's going to find the target.
I mean, really on top of his game right now. That was a splendid approach shot. They par yesterday. This one for birdie. Beautifully done. That's a birdie. Now on to the 11th, and Frank, we are looking at a long par 4 in front of us.
We are indeed, and it's called shadows, but there is love in the shadows here. Hit it over that dune down there in the middle of the fairway. You can get it there around the 300 plus yard mark, and the hole obviously starting to get a little easier. That second shot, you'd like to hit a little bit of a cut in here, but there's 2 levels to this green, so make sure you're on the right level where that flag is.
Couldn't ask for too much better here. The 11th hole. Frank, what's ahead here?
This is another green that's sort of sloped. There's a lot of little slopes in this green here, plus the green angles from right to left. So it just depends on whether that second shot that lands. You've got to be well aware of what you're landing on. If you're landing on a down slope, it's going to kick forward. Obviously, an upslope, it's going to stop that much quicker.
On the green, and a chance for birdie. Makeable putt right here, currently sitting at 1 under for the round. You couldn't ask for much more than that, except to make it. Locked in on the read and the speed.
Well, that was a tricky one, but it's in.
Frank, we just came off that long par 4 at the 11th, well over 500 yards. Now at the 12th, we go in the opposite direction. This has become a staple at a U.S. Open, the reachable par 4.
Yeah, the logic would say just grab sort of a mid-iron to a long iron, knock it down, wedge it on there, and have no strain, no sweat. But who's going to play golf like that? Take the head cover off. Come on, chance it. It's called narrows. Well, the odds are going to be narrow, but you just might hit the green.
The second shot now to the par 4. He's making the game look very simple right now. See it, hit it, and he's got it right on track. These putts keep the round together. Well, very impressive and on the move right now. With just 6 holes left to play here at the U.S. Open, we arrive at the 13th. It's a dogleg par 4 to the right.
And in a U.S. Open, obviously 534 yards means if you make a mistake off the tee, the chances of making 4 here are minimal. So fairway first. It is one of the wider fairways on the golf course. You're still going to have a lengthy second shot, and you must avoid the bunker that guards the front of this green.
That's an absolute tracer right there. In the fairway and well over 320 yards. Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
Good swing, good shot yet again. And it makes the green in regulation. So they'll tap in. So 1 shot closer to the lead with that birdie. Frank, this is the 5th par 4 in a row, and they're not easy. This one here at 14, really a daunting tee shot.
It is. That's why it's called Cape Fair. A true Cape hole in golf, Rich, is when you've got to decide how much you want to bite off when you hit across a slight dogleg. And this one, really, you're going to be rewarded the further left you can go. There is one little bunker in the middle of the fairway that you have to avoid. That's going to be 320 or so yards off the tee. This hole, 546 yards, you're going to see a variety of second shots, or the length of second shots here, determined purely by the bravery of the tee shot.
Frank, right where you want to be.
Wouldn't be better if it was on a tee.
Frank, what do you want to do with the approach here at the 14th?
Just use that, the mounding that's sort of supplied there in front of you, the right side of the screen, maybe kick it towards it. There is a, sort of runoff area to the left, but then all of a sudden you're in the sand. So keep the ball slightly right of center.
Oh, no, look out, Frank. I think he flushed that one.
Oh, this is gone.
Frank, it hit the green, but just didn't have enough backspin.
You wonder what he's thinking on that.
Pretty good shot right there. You don't want to let this one get away. This is about concentration and focus at this point. Frank, that is nothing more than a punch to the gut.
Oh, it's cruel, Rich. Good putt and deserves so much more. Another shot at it, though.
And it takes the wind right out of your sails. Too bad, that's a bogey and dropping another spot on this leaderboard. Getting set now to tee off at the 15th here at the U.S. Open Par 3, and it stands out because it has the only tree on the golf course.
It looks magnificent, doesn't it? Get your eyes back on the green, Rich. Come on. When they use the short tee for the U.S. Open, just 167 yards. So this is really a hole that the players are just going to eat up if they get the right wind conditions. Just an 8 or a 9 iron from 160 yards for these boys. To a green, it should be very well received.
Boy, this could be a tough one right here, Frank.
It's a very long putt, Rich. Obviously, it's difficult, but he still has a shot to sink this one for birdie. Just moving that much closer to the leader now, Rich.
Getting set to take on the finishing holes here at Chambers Bay. How do you do it in the right way, Frank?
Well, when you look down this fairway, obviously everything slopes left to right. That makes this hole play a little bit more of a dogleg to the right, even though it doesn't look it. And then, of course, that green up ahead, it's like a tabletop. So precision here is absolutely paramount.
That is tasty looking right there, Frank. Just a perfect spot in the fairway.
That is prime real estate. How do you get a lie like that? Seriously, you could hit any club from that. Should be safely on deck.
What am I doing?
Safely aboard. Now this for birdie came away with par in the previous round. Very well done. Almost made it.
Yeah, there'll be no stress for the next one.
So a tester from 4 feet. That's a solid par. Still in it, Frank. Now to the 17th, par 3 here at Chambers Bay.
Yeah, they say beached at 16, that's the name. This one's called derailed. So you imagine coming down the stretch of a US Open, exactly what you're going to require. That's your best golf. And you're going to need your best tee shot here at this par 3. It mightn't be overly long, but when you look at that green just sitting up there perched, this one you do not want to make a mistake in.
So a chance for birdie after another solid approach shot. And getting ready for the putt. That was a good-looking putt, just not falling right now.
Sadly, he's going to be disappointed.
is a solid par putt. Now to the 18th hole. Frank, everyone wants to finish in style.
Yeah, the home hole here, once again you head back to just a wonderful view, and you realize that Chambers Bay was designed as a walking golf course, and it was designed to have fun and test every department of your game. 18 will do that. It probably gives you more trouble on both sides of the hole than any other hole on the golf course.
He has given this one the full treatment. Perfect release through the ball, and this shot is on the fairway, over 300 yards. Well, he's going to have to hit the same club a lot harder or just hit another one.
Well, there's a big green, and they're going to use every inch of it.
Well, that is a ball striking clinic right there. Another dazzling approach shot. Pretty close. Shouldn't be a problem here. Frankie took plenty of time on this birdie putt. He looked at it from 3 different angles. He forgot one very important ingredient.
Yeah, pace. You can definitely fall in love with the line, even with approach shots as well, but obviously we see it more on putting.
Frank, solid effort today. What's your assessment?
Golf like that can certainly result in wins, that's for sure, but more importantly, the opportunity to get one.